For the week of November 21st, 2024, Beholder was free on the Not-So-Epic Game Store. But hey, who doesn't like free games?
Beholder is a game set in a totalitarian dystopia where you take the role of Carl Stein as he is appointed by the Ministry of Allocation as the landlord of an apartment complex. Follow along as Mr. Stein learns what it takes to be a proper landlord and civil servant. Or don't, and see where that gets you. When you start off the game, you're introduced as Carl Stein, the newly hired manager of an apartment complex after your predecessor, well, let's just say we won't be seeing him anytime soon.
This is a country that's ruled by the state, meaning that there's an element of control in every aspect of the people's day-to-day lives. Surveillance is total, and privacy is dead. You must decide what decisions you'll make, and the consequences they will bring. As you play Beholder, your job alternates between spying on and fulfilling requests from your tenants, all while following an increasingly ridiculous list of laws and orders. Doing so will reward the player with money, items, and social reputation, all of which are needed for various quests and/or dialogue options, as well as buying certain items.
The main way that any good landlord knows what their tenants are up to would be the use of cameras that can be positioned in secret anywhere where there is a smoke alarm in the building. These cameras are what allow you to catch tenants in the act of anything illegal as you write reports for information or send them to prison.
The game does give some tension, as certain tasks have time limits, and even your own family adds a heavy financial burden, paying huge fees for Carl's daughter's medicine and son's tuition for school. Spy, steal, and serve for the state, and be careful what requests you carry out for your tenants, or otherwise suffer the consequences. Beholder has a dark and bleak style. Characters are colorless, and the apartments look run down and dreary. The essence of desperation, misery, and hopelessness can be felt in the themes, but you wouldn't dare challenge or speak out against the environment, unless you want the state to hear about it. Overall, Beholder is an interesting game where you play as a cog in the machine, as a landlord balancing the needs between your family, your tenants, and the state. There's both a sense of feeling powerful and powerless at the same time, as you have the ability to decide the fate of your tenants, but all the same, Big Brother's watching you, and limiting your every move. Beholder requires a lot of patience and thought, strategizing what quests you'll take on and which ones you'll ignore, all the while considering how it'll affect your finances and reputation. Personally, it's not actually my cup of tea, but I'd say it was still worthwhile to sit down and experience it at least once, as it's a nice breakaway from the vivid and fast-paced action games we're used to seeing around every corner.
In all, Beholder is a game straight out of a 1984 novel that shows how far governments can take in violating the privacy of its citizens. I would say that this is a game that caters to those who like character-based storylines and quests where the player is likely to face moral dilemmas in what they choose to pursue. This game is one that will likely require multiple playthroughs to both be able to succeed in each quest, including the timed ones, as well as getting each different ending. I would definitely recommend giving this game a try while it is free on the Epic Game Store. However, I know that is not personally one catered to my tastes. Thank you for visiting the Gamer House. See you next time.